Good evening. I'm just going to give it a few minutes. Thank you for joining me. Let me know if you're here. I'll, as usual, try to keep up with what's on my tablet in front of me. But if I don't, I apologise, and I'll make sure that that I answer your posts and your questions afterwards. Just waiting for my tablet to load up. I'll give it another minute for other people to join. Hi Dawn, how are you doing? It's Friday night. This week has gone incredibly quickly, but my goodness, I'm ready for the weekend. So if you're doing anything exciting, be it crafting, I know that there's been news today about cafes and bars, etc. But let me know what you guys are up to. Who else have I got? Hi Nikki. Hi Lisa. How are you all doing this evening? I'm just giving it another minute or so and then we will crack on. As you can see, I've got just a little bit in front of me, and I'll show you the rest as we go. Okay, so currently comments aren't coming up on my tablet, but hopefully they will catch up very soon. Feel free to share the post, always appreciated, and hopefully most of you have caught up with the first part last week. I can't believe that was 10 days ago, my goodness. Hi Tina, thanks for joining me. Okay, so let me just for one last try to get the comments up. I don't think they're going to come up. Okay, I'll do what I can, but as I said, if I can't answer any questions now, I will catch up afterwards and answer them straight after the live. Okay, so for those of you that were with me last week, I spent the time starting to create a masterboard, and I explained to you that I use masterboards a lot in the start of my crafting. And I left it unfinished last week, and I didn't leave the entire page unfinished. As you can see, I've cut it up. But I'll show you some of the things I did after the live. So I went round little bits with a white pen, and I also used a really nice purple sparkly gel pen as well. I added a bit more stamping in as well. What else did I do? I just doodled a little bit on some of it, just to give it a bit more depth, but I didn't do everything. So you might be able to see here, there are some little pink bits from the stencil that I didn't capture, but I just wanted enough to stand out. And you can see most of the things I used, so you can see the brayering, you can see the stencils, the different stencils I used, and also the stamping, etc. So this is what was left. So I've started, so for ease of today's live, and to make sure that I didn't bore you to death, I've actually die cut some bits and started prepping some bits, so I wasn't having to move my big shot back and forth and get cut. And so this is what's left of it, and this would be brilliant. So I can use this on another background. I can make some tags with it. I can die cut more little strips with it. So there's still plenty there to use on at least another 2 projects, I think, which is brilliant. And this is the joy of masterboards, and normally if I use it for card making, I could get at least 4, sometimes even 6 backgrounds for my cards from one masterboard. And I just love that they're all similar, but each bit is very different. So when I do note cards, etc., especially if I give them as a gift, the theme of them is all the same, but each and every single card in that set will have some sort of difference, and I love doing that. So that's that one. So I decided for this purpose I would just recreate the notebook I made. So some of you may have seen the notebook on, let me make sure I got enough light actually, sorry, I hope you can see that better. I made for Lisa's last show, made a little notebook using some of her dies, and I thought I'd just recreate that from the masterboard to show you what I did. And that's essentially what the covers were made of. It was a part of one masterboard, which is that. So what have I done? I started off by using the nested flag dies, which Lisa launched a few weeks ago. These are amazing. I absolutely love them. You can, be it for, flags, be it for something on card making, different shapes. And you'll see I've even just used little bits of them in a moment. And, that's really, really useful because this amazing stitching that's around the edges as well. And one of the things I found really useful in this project is the fact that the dies are really good quality, so they went through the paper and through the cardstock really, really well, and I'm really pleased with that because for those of you that know me, I don't have that much patience, and yeah, so anything that makes my life a little bit easier and less frustrating when I'm crafting is always appreciated. So I started off with these, and what I did was die cut 2 main flags, and that's the biggest size. And I also die cut another bit, and you can see the stitching here around the side, so it's the same as this top bit. So I went to die cut another one, but cut it off shorter, and all I've done is score it where I need to, but I'll show you how I did that in a moment. So that's essentially, and I die cut one more shape from this as well, but I'll show you that when we come to it. So that's essentially what I did to start my notebook. So I die cut the 2 largest from there, and there's lots of different sizes, and even this Diddy one, I absolutely adore that one for word banners and that sort of thing, but lots and lots of choices within that. So that's that one. And then the other thing I've prepared is I've used the next size down, which is this one here. Again, a really good size, and I die cut loads of little white paper. Now you could do this with any paper you wish to. You know, even if you wanted to decorate it, you could decorate them. For ease, I've left this blank, and I've just used thin white paper, decent quality for white paper, but just normal white paper for a notebook. And what I've done is I die cut or punched 2 holes using my crocodile, and I've just put some string through, and that will, and I've tied it at the back, and that will essentially create my notebook there. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting this together and then decorate it. So I decided which was my front or back. Didn't really make much difference, but I just looked to see which one I preferred, really. Both almost identical. So the first thing I want to do is to glue this bit to the back. So I'm taking the top of my large banner die, and I've taken the fold of this, and I didn't do this at the start, I did it afterwards. So I put it all together. I'll show you what I did, and look to see where I needed my fold. So with the banner at the back, and I just did it roughly, and then I scored it properly with my scoring tool just to get the right width for the notepad. So I'm just going to take my topper and the back, and I'm going to glue it on. I'm hoping my glue's still okay and not oh yeah, there we go. So just a little bit of glue, making sure I've got it the right way. So obviously for the back, I want the pattern at the back, not that I need to tell you that. I'm just going to butt it up there as like so. Easy peasy. There we go. Now what I decided to do with my last notebook, the notebook I made for the show, was to glue the back page to the back of the pad as well, just to give her a bit more stability, and I'm going to do the same here. So just very quickly, not going to spend hours doing this in front of you, bit of glue, and then I'm just going to put that just really below the stitching. So I'm not sure if you can see how I've done that. I'll straighten it up a little bit as well. So there's the stitching for the banner, and it's just literally a bit below, and that leaves it quite evenly there as well. Just try and get my light a bit better for you. I did test all this, but it's gone quite dark since. Okay, so once that's dry, that will be nicely stuck to the back, and then I've got all my note pages there. And then the front, I'll be gluing again exactly as I did there for the back one. Okay, hi to those joining me. Hope you're having a great evening. It'd be great to know what you've been up to today and what crafting projects you've got on at the moment. So again, I'm just going to match that up to the score line. Make sure it's a bit even. There we go. Actually, I'm just going to quickly change that over because I wanted the... Oh, if I can. No, I can't, never mind. I was hoping to have the stitching at the front, but I was chatting and forgot to check it, so never mind. It doesn't matter, I can create my own stitching. So there we go. So as easy as that, I've created just a pretty little notebook. Next, what I'm going to do, well, first of all, I'm just going to draw some white lines in, just as stitching. I'm not going to be very precise. You can be precise if you want to, but I'm just doing it very quickly there. But this would have been my back had I actually been paying attention and not chatting away. And I'm quickly going to just go around the edges as well with some distress ink, just to give it a little bit more definition around the edge. There we go, nice and quickly. You can obviously take a lot more time doing this than I'm spending now. I'm literally going to spend half an hour talking to you guys, and then I can leave you to get on with your evenings and whatever you've got planned, be it with the family or crafting, etc. I have no idea if there's anything interesting on TV or Netflix. Actually, if you've got any Netflix suggestions, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I'm literally running out of ideas of what to watch, because we've been at home quite a lot recently and I've caught up with everything I had planned on seeing. Let's see if I can do that there. Again, ideally I should have done this at the start, but I was chatting away to you all and I didn't. There you go, so that looks a bit better for me. Okay, so now I'm going to start to decorate my notebook, and you can do whatever you like here, but I'm going to essentially show you what I did with the last one. And first things first, I've got one of the grey board hearts that Lisa brought out in the first collection back in, was it January or February now? And I took just one of the stencils and I've painted the whole heart first, and I've just taken a lighter colour and stenciled around it. I'm just quickly going to go over this with a white pen just to give bits of definition. I'm not going to be too precise. There we go. And I'll do this quite quickly. I know I've said it a million times, but you guys can obviously take a lot more time and care with this. But I'm hoping to get the project finished on tonight's live for you, and I don't want to bore you to death whilst talking and showing it to you. Again, I'm using my trusted Lisa mat. So the white sticky mats, absolutely brilliant. I love these. And what's brilliant is when I am painting or I'm inking, I can see exactly what colours I'm using, which is great. Just shows the colours up so much better, and at the same time, especially when I'm painting a brayer, this mat does not move in the slightest. I'm just going to ink around this one as well. Okay, so there's my heart, nice and quick. Okay, right. So now I am, so that this will be the centre, so this will be my, but I've also got some of the pink sisal, so I've got that here as well. And I'm just going to have a, what I've done is I've scrunched her up. I love, you don't need much of this. A little goes a really long way and you get so much in the pack. It's just brilliant. So you really don't need to use much. I've just taken it and I've stretched it a little bit, and I'm just going to glue it down, and I'm just using my normal glue. You can use whatever you choose. I've actually tried it with double-sided tape, I've done it with glue dots, I've tried it with a glue gun. All works perfectly well, but I'm not worrying too much today because this is going to be underneath my heart, and my heart is going to go on top there. So I'm just going to glue my heart down as well. I'm using Cosmic Shimmer glue only because I find it sticks really quickly, and it's just my trusted glue really, but you can use again whichever adhesive you choose. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that down there. I've also taken some of the flourishes from the grey board elements. These were with the bookcase and the books, and I've just taken two, and I've just painted them quite roughly. Now, looking at the size of my oh no, I think that'll work. I've been debating whether or not to use both or whether to use one. Actually, I might just use the one. So I'm just going to take it and going to cut through quite quickly, like that. And again, just quickly ink around the edges as well. Okie doke, that's one. Okay, for some reason my tablet alongside me has turned itself off completely, so I really cannot see now if you are asking questions. So apologies if you are, and I will get back to you as soon as I can afterwards. Okay, so how do I want this then? Yeah, why not? So I'm just going to glue these down, and the bits that I've cut, I'm just going to tuck underneath just a tiny bit so that you can't really see the cut line there, which is good. And it just goes to show you get all these flourishes in the set, but and I think they're actually available to buy alone as well as in the bookcase and book kit. But you can cut them apart, you can use them whole, and you get quite a lot in that set as well. Okay, so far so good. I've brought some washi tape as well, so this is some of Lisa's tape. I'm just debating whether to use it, and actually, yeah, I think I will. I think I'll just put a tiny bit where I'm going to put my banner. So I'll show you my banner. I've just taken, so for this, I've used the banner and tags dies, and I've taken the smallest one here, and I've die cut it whole. And then I've simply just cut it in half, which you can see. And again, these are really, really useful for so many different things, but they're really good shapes as well. I just love these, the size of these tags. And this one here is a brilliant word banner as well. And these and the flags just work really well together for me. So that's that one. So I'm going to just ink around this quickly. There we go. So I'm just going to put, I think I'll just put a little bit of washi tape down before I stick my, how do I want it? Let's have a look. There's no right or wrong. This is really whatever you want. So I'm just going to tear a bit off. You get loads on these. I have to say they are just gorgeous. And, you know, if I put the two I've got, I should have got them all out really. So this is taken from some of Lisa's art, and these are so beautiful. Let me move the camera down so you can get a better look. I don't know if you can see that any better. Get the light down a bit. And they are really, really sticky as well, just absolutely beautiful. So that's that one, and that's the one I'm using, and I'll show you the other one I've got with me as well. I should have got the other two out had I thought about it. So that's, again, that's beautiful. And this is more of a sort of a distressed one. For those of you that like distressed images and vintage images, this is beautiful. It's got some quite vintage pinks, and it's got a little bit of brown. Absolutely beautiful. So that's that one there as well. Now, if you're like me, you'll want to get it back on perfectly. Right, let me lift you back up a little bit. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to put some of this down, I think. Where do I want it? There we go. And then we're going to stick my banner down as well. No, I don't think I want it there, sorry. Now I'm being indecisive. So the washi tape, when I made my first notebook for the show, wasn't available, but I absolutely love washi tape. What was not to like about it? Okay, I'm just going to put a couple of sticky dots on the back. I'll be as quick as I can. I'm going to layer that over then. Ooh, stuck to me. I often find my cat walking around with a couple of these backs on him, where he likes to jump up onto my craft table, and if there's anything left hanging around that I've not seen, he ends up covered in it, bless him. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there, like so. Okay, and on the first notebook I did, I stamped one of the ticker phrases on here, but since then Lisa's brought out the worded sheets, which I just adore. The words in the pack, and you get so many, which is brilliant value for money. And so I'm just going to quickly do this. There we go. Right. Apologies if I don't press straight, because I'm not standing over it, so I can't see. There we go. It's the best day ever. And then I'm going to add just a few of the pearls from Lisa's collection. Now, I don't know if you've seen these. This is the pickup tool that you can get from Lisa. This is brilliant. I mean, you've got that wonderful embossing part there, but the actual pickup bit is brilliant. So much so I've got some, well, you can see, you know, I had it on it had fallen off my sheet, but that's picked up really, really easily. So I'm just going to add a tad of glue. I'll try not to think about this because I always stress about where I'm going to put them. But as I said earlier, I don't plan on keeping you all evening. There we go. And I'm just going to pick them up and put them down. There we go. This is really, I never believed the pickup tools work before, but this is just amazing. There we go. Oop. And the great thing with Cosmic Shimmer Glue, where there's a tiny bit of glue over the side, that will dry clear. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do is to just splatter this with some white ink, and I'm just going to use a Posca pen. Give it a good shake. Actually, let me see if I can find a bigger one. It might come out a bit quicker if I do. Otherwise I'll go with this one. Okay, no, got it. Brilliant. So I'm just going to give this a shake. And now my wrist is much, much better. I can do this a lot easier. Now, you can use, so when I created the Masterboard, I used my splatter brush, and you can use that again, but I just thought for ease tonight, I'll use this if I can get it out, because I'm not very good at it. Let's go work a little bit first. There we go. This is where it comes out and goes everywhere bar the notebook, which is always the way. Oh, there we go, it's coming. Just give it a very good tap. Oop. What I will do is just wipe it off the wording. I don't mind it around the wording, but I don't want, I want you to be able to read what it actually says. So I'll take it off the best day. I'll tidy that up after the live. There we go. Brilliant. There you go. This is where I'll find it all over my desk in the morning and have to clear up, but thankfully it'll come off quite easy. And there you have it. So that's my very quick notebook made with the one Masterboard, which you can see I've still got quite a bit left over for 2 projects, I'd say. But this is a nice little gift, and you can make you can actually use this to make a card to send with a little notebook if you wanted to give it as a gift. And especially in these times now, I know there's lots going on in the world at the moment, and it's really important that we're all kind to each other, and just let people know that we're thinking of them, our family, our friends, and even our strangers that we might see every now and again and we've never spoken to. So might be a great idea to give as a gift to somebody a nice little notebook and make a card with what's left over as well. So there we have it. That's part 2 of my masterboard and notebook. So thank you for joining me. By all means, if you have any questions, please drop me a line. Please leave a message on here and I'll get back to you. Sorry I've not been able to follow all of the comments as I've gone along, but I'll catch up afterwards. But do get your Lisa Horton Craft products out and have a go. Lisa's next show is on the 25th of March, and boy has she got some lovely stuff to show you. Hopefully you've seen some of the sneak peeks and the reveals that are coming out over the last couple of days. Definitely one to tune in on and see Lisa on the 25th. I'm pretty sure it's 10:30 in the morning on Create and Craft. If it's any different, I'll post and let you know. But thanks for joining me and have a great evening. Bye.